uncomfortable, but 75% of employees say feedback, that F word, actually doesn't lead to a better performance.
Under strengths, you've just put accounts.
Yeah.
That's your job, though. That's just. No, Keith. I was sort of looking for your skills within your job. So, is there anything else you could have put there?
Keith is my hero. Now, our next guest says we are approaching the situation all wrong, and there's a better way to go about it without being a jerk. Communication specialist and author Georgia Murch joins us now. Georgia, thank you very much for joining us. You've written a book called Fixing Feedback. How do we need to fix the way we give feedback?
Yeah, well, there's so many ways. I think, interestingly, and we've seen some clips about it, that the reality is that the reason that holds us back from actually having great interactions with others is we are being jerks. So if you think about it, you have great workplaces when people really collaborate and communicate effectively, and they have conversations that are honest, but they're candid and kind at the same time. And that's some of the things that we need to look at doing, certainly to get better at being feedback.
I guess the problem is people get defensive when they receive feedback, and studies show that nearly 90% of employees hate getting advice from their bosses. So why is that?
We're just not doing it right. So it's not often, it's not necessarily that the feedback is bad. It can often be the delivery. But the reality is that we all have triggers around how we receive feedback. Whether one of the triggers is your truth is not necessarily what I believe to be true, so we react to that. Or the relationship might not be good in the first place, so I'm not going to listen to you because I don't respect you. Those types of things.
What is the better way, in person or in writing? If you've got, say you're the boss and you're letting someone know that they've fallen short of expectations in a few areas, do you do it face-to-face? Do you write a polite note? I
get asked this quite a lot, and I can understand why people want to do it on email, but the reality is feedback is actually, it's a conversation. It's a tennis rally. It's a dance. And so if you're giving feedback on email, firstly, people don't understand tone, and secondly, it doesn't give them the opportunity to respond in a proper way that is the conversation. So I think the reason why people do it is they're nervous to do it. They don't want to upset the other people.
Georgia, 75% of employees say that it doesn't lead to a better performance. So is there any point?
So that study is really around the performance reviews that we have. So if we save our feedback up for once every 6 months or 12 months, of course you're going to be saying, why didn't you tell me earlier? So, and it's not just that, it's also the delivery. So the delivery might be just opinions and feelings without facts, for example, and you don't know what specifically you need to do to improve.
Are we being a bit fragile here? I mean, at the end of the day, I think you're lucky if you're getting feedback, because there are a lot of bosses sometimes who just don't give the feedback.
So true.
And you know, I mean, if it's
things can always be done better.
That's right. Are we a little bit fragile here? I mean, at the end of the day, if someone's got some feedback for you, should we just be a little tougher and say, right, I'll cop it, I'll take it?
Yeah, so I think what we're now thinking is that when I receive feedback or criticism, that it's actually, you're telling me that I'm not good. But the reality is that's a gift. If we don't get that feedback and get it in a respectful way, we don't actually have the opportunity to improve what we're doing, nor do we have an opportunity to actually understand that the impact that we're having on other people.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to cop your feedback right now about Sonia's performance.
Give it to me.
Keep it nice. And the book right there is available at booktopia.com.au. Georgia, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Georgia.